so much to see, and there was so much to do. You said, well, that was a great vacation. Well, it was. I'll tell you about it. I'll talk a little bit more about it today. But we would get up at 5 a.m. in the morning. We'd eat breakfast, and we would be gone until almost 9 at night and eat then, and then do it again. And it was traveling on buses, and the Bishop Socrates was a driven man. He was a very spiritual man, and he wanted us to see as much as we could in our time there.
That's for sure. And one thing that we can learn here in the U.S. from our counterparts over in India is hospitality. Every place we went, they greeted us. You saw on the video that not only did they have delegations to greet us, there was always food, there was coffee, chai, tea, and when we arrived at the airport, we had a delegation here from the church. You see Bishop Clements there those are live flower leaves made of jasmine. Incredible. The smell, and roses on there too. And next to him in the white cassock, that's Bishop Socrates, his counterpart over in our Lutheran church. So at the airport, they greeted us with flowers and with music and with welcome. And we took some flat Stanleys from Bethany, so we made sure that those kids got in there too. And that's a live lei that's wrapped around there. Next slide. And at every single location we went to, outside were these beautiful chalk drawings. That's chalk, and it's hand-drawn. You'll also see in there flowers and nuts and everything. Well, these were beautiful, and we really enjoyed looking at them, but finally one of us asked, why do you do this? Well, the reason they started this many, many years ago is because they would have the flowers and nuts, and that would attract the bugs, and the bugs would stay outside. So, in addition to the beauty, they had something else going on there too. And you can see, inside we were having a little prayer service, and at every single service we lit candles, or oil. Oil is big, with just a wick, and pour oil, and we always have a nice candle ceremony, nice ceremony. Next slide. And at each location we'd go to, we would always be welcomed with some kind of a shawl or something to put over us. You can see that Bishop Clements is being given a shawl right there. Next to, right on the right-hand side, that's Bishop Socrates welcoming us and giving us a prayer. So wherever we went, they made sure that we felt welcome and that we knew that it was important to them that we came. Next slide. And just to give you an idea, we helped open a church. We dedicated a church. And to prepare for that, they made a banner. And you can see Bishop Socrates is in the right there. Other people along here are all dignitaries from the church. And right in the middle there, you can't really see it too well, that's our group. They took a picture of our group one day, and within a day or two, they had made this huge banner for us when we visited this church. You can see how big it is. That's a dog standing there on the bottom left. So this is the kind of hospitality that we had every place we went. Next slide.
As Cheryl said, we can learn a lot from their hospitality. I was at a leadership summit, and we talked about service. That's important. But what makes, and these are CEOs and different business people, what makes a business different than others? And it's that hospitality. We can learn in the church as well. It's about listening. We can say what we want, but it's really about listening to the people in the pews and the people who come in, and what are their needs? How can we serve and be hospitable? But the listening was really important. And in the listening, at Atipico, the people would cater to us and make sure we were comfortable. We give the example that one of our students said, he really liked this sparkly apple juice. Well, he said that, and sure enough, every next that apple juice was there. Another person said, I want to try a coconut. Well, you saw in the video, we were drinking coconuts in worship. All of a sudden, coconuts are passed to us. They did everything. They were really listening. So on a typical day, as I said, we get up early and come home late, and we were visiting schools. This is a trade school to empower those who are lowest of the caste system, or not even a dollar, that even the lowest of the low. And these were trade schools of nursing and sewing and computers and different things. And so we got to go. The Arcot Lutheran Church supported that. Next slide. Another thing that might have happened today, we did several of these, where they were installations of new churches, and so it was a big grand march down the neighborhood, and it's a little hard to see, but Bishop Socrates and Bishop Clements are in, you see the umbrella, and there are these beautiful white horses ahead, and they were marched in as well. It was just this grand day that really got the community involved and connected. You can do the next slide. This happened often too. We went to sites of dedication of things that visioning. Bishop Socrates is very much a visionary. And on the right side, you'll see this slide with Bishop Clements and Bishop Socrates. And it is a cornerstone, a stone place for a Mission Resource Center. They don't have the money yet for it, but they have this vision, and they have some money. And they're a little brilliant about this, so they have it dedicated to the Right Reverend Jeffrey Clements. So now we have this relationship and this connection and know about this ministry that's happening if we're called to it. But I think it's pretty clever as well in building connections. And then there was other ones that we saw from former bishops, and Cheryl Erdman, our deaconess, also had a stone that was dedicated to her. And you can switch to the next slide. Food. And so our former bishop had quite a reaction to the spicy food in India. And so we were served pretty mild food, if you worry about that, because they were concerned. Again, that listening and worry and hospitality to the nth degree. So they gave us chicken and rice, and what happened is we actually saw the same menu at every church. And so, but I said, it's kind of like if you would go to potluck in the Midwest, you're going to see similar foods, right? And so that's how I kind of thought about it, and it was very good. Next slide. This is your partnership congregation. This is where we were at Pular. All the churches are called Arcot Lutheran Church in Pular. And on the right hand is Pastor Alexander and his wife and daughter, and Cheryl and I. You can do the next slide. And I preached at the congregation. The congregation is made up of a lot of teachers. It was very interesting. We all kind of find our spot. It was mostly men on one side and mostly women on the other side. There's a little bit of mixing, but mostly separated. So I found that to be interesting. We talked with the delegates.